Hello everybody. Today we'll discuss regarding the geometric dimensioning and tolerancing. Myself is Dr. Patare, Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering from Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. Now, geometric dimensioning and tolerancing, it is a very big concept and most important concept in the design engineering. Now for that we will study some of the basic fundamentals and then we will proceed for the how to provide the dimensions and tolerance on a surfaces. Now there are a few basic concepts are there, that is the limits, fits and tolerances. In general, a machine is an assembly for various components. Randomly selected parts in machine should have the match properly with its counterpart. It means that whatever the parts are being manufactured, okay, it should be interchangeable parts, which is being mentioned in the second section. In order to satisfy this interchangeability property of the machine part, such as bearing, bolts and nuts are manufactured in standard sizes by the mass production. For example, suppose we have manufactured the vehicle which is having a spark plug of different dimension. Now if that spark plug is not available in a market of the specified size, then that product cannot be sustained in the market. Whatever the spare parts are there or whatever the elements are there, it should be interchangeable and it should be easily be available in the market. Now that match property should be available for each and every component. Therefore, it is also impossible to produce a part to the accurate dimension because of many problems are there. Human error, machine error, then metal conditions are there, vibrations are there, due to which we cannot manufacture a component of exact dimensions. Then how it will fit? This question naturally comes in our mind. Now suppose I require a diameter, bolt diameter of 50 mm. Okay, bolt diameter of 50 mm and my hole diameter is also 50 mm. Now if I am not able to manufacture of exactly dimension of 50 mm due to the human error, machine error, metal conditions and vibrations, then how to accommodate that one? How the match property will be there? How the interchangeability of the product is possible? That is possible through the tolerancing. So small variation in the dimension in the basic size of the parts are allowed during manufacturing. What it says? A small variation in the dimensions of the basic size of the part are allowed during manufacturing. This magnitude of variation allowed for the basic size is called as a tolerance. Let us see the definition again. The magnitude of the variation allowed for the basic size is called as tolerance. The maximum and minimum allowable sizes within the actual machine size of the part lies are called as limits. Two definitions are there. One is tolerance and second one is limits. Let us see once again the definition of the limits. The maximum and minimum allowable sizes within which actual machine size part lies are called as limits. And see the definition of tolerance. The magnitude of variation allowed for the basic size is called as a tolerance. Now what is the difference you have observed between tolerance and limits? Now the limits are provided, that is the maximum and minimum sizes are provided where the actual component should fall. That means two different limits, lower limit and upper limit, within which the component should fall. That lower limit and upper limit, this is called as the limits. And a component cannot be manufactured of exact dimension due to human error, machine error, metal conditions and vibrations. Due to this, whatever the variations are being generated in the basic size are called as tolerance. It's clear the difference between tolerance and limits. Let us see. Now this is a chart is being provided for a tolerance. Now if you have seen, there are two charts are there. One is the red and second one is the green one. Now in the red, it's something, it is written, it is the holes, and in green one it is written as the shaft. It is the tolerance zones are there. Now holes are generally represented by capital letter. Now let us see, A, B, C up to ZC is there. Okay, ZA, Z, then afterwards ZA, ZB and ZC is there. Now everything is in capital. That means holes are represented by the capital letters. And let us see the shafts. If you have seen the shafts, baby letter A, B, C, D or small letter A, B, C, D up to ZA, ZB and ZC is there. Now the shafts are represented by a small letter, or we can say it is a baby letter. And holes are represented by the capital letter, uppercase letter or mother letters. This is the first two difference. There are two cases are there, hole based system and shaft based system, that we will discuss afterwards. But time being, just remember, two diagrams are there. One is a hole based diagram, hole diagram, and second is the shaft diagram. Now whenever a component will be having a mating between the two parts for hole and shaft, now we will represent for hole and shaft. A shaft, it is a circular in nature, it is being assumed that is it is circular, and it is a standard convention that is the shaft is circular in section, and holes are a circular in section having a hollow part. Now suppose shaft is having dimension or maximum size of A, okay, and hole is having a maximum size of capital A. Now let us see, where is the capital A? Capital A is located here and small a is located here. Now this shaft can be inserted in a hole. Now there will be gap will be available, huge gap will be available, that is from A to basic size, from basic size to this capital A. This gap is available, that is called as the clearance. Now it will generate a fit, then that is a different thing that we will discuss after covering the limits, fits and tolerance, how to calculate the tolerance. Just let us see. Then now these two diagrams are coincident. Again, what are example I have given for A, baby letter A and mother letter A. These are the symbols for the shafts and hole. Now let us see, this is A and this is A. Distance between basic size and this letter and basic size and this letter, that will provide a clearance. Now whenever I will come, I will say the shaft is having a size of Z. Shaft is having a size of Z and hole is having a size of Z. Again here, let us see. Now shaft size is in the positive domain and hole size is in negative domain. Now this shaft cannot be inserted in the hole easily, because whatever the hole size is available, the clearance between hole and shaft is negative. Therefore we cannot insert the shaft between hole easily, then that will be an interference fit. That clearance, transition and interference fits are there. Now this is just, I will give a brief idea between how from the diagram we can evaluate the types of fit. Let us see. Now see, we will go for all these conditions. First of all, let us see few of the basic terminology. First terminology is the shaft. It refers to all external dimension of the part, including non-circular one also. Even though it is a rectangular, even though it is a square, whatever the external dimensions are there, whatever the external features are there, that is called as a shaft. Second one, hole. It is the internal dimension of the part, including non-circular section. It is the internal dimension of the part including non-circular section is called as a hole. In simple language, the differentiation between shaft and hole, shaft is having an external dimension, hole is having an internal dimensions. Okay. The next one, nominal size. It is referred to as a closely approximate standard size. Nominal size. It is referred to as a closely approximate standard size designation used for general identification. The nominal size of the shaft and hole are same. What does it mean? It is referred to as a closely approximate standard size designation used for the general identification. Okay. Then next terminology is there, basic size. It is the exact theoretical size of the part. It is the exact theoretical size of the part. This is the value from which the limit dimensions are computed. Now, third one, I will explain all the thing. Let us see next one, actual size. It is the size of machine part. Actual size, it is the size of a manufactured part. Fourth one, design size. It is the size from which limit of sizes are derived by the application of tolerances. If there is no allowance, the design size is same as basic size. Now there are four different sizes are available. First one, it is a nominal size. Now what do you mean by this nominal size and basic size? Now as we have seen the definition of the basic size, it is a theoretical size. It is a theoretical size from which limits of dimensions are being computed. Now the basic size is the theoretical size. What is the theoretical dimension? Okay, this is not available, but it is a theoretical size of the part. Then nominal size, it is the standard size. It is a closely approximate to the standard size. Okay. Then actual size, what are the component is being manufactured after the theoretical calculation, whatever the size is being calculated, it is called as the actual size. Then design size, it is the size which is being done by application of the tolerances. If tolerances are not available, then this design size will be equal to the basic size, because it alternately we can say on basic size we will provide a tolerances. Basic size plus tolerances will be equal to the design size. Actual size is the component which is being manufactured. After the manufacturing you will get an actual size. And nominal size, it is closely approximate to the standard size, okay, of it is being used for the general identification. Now it's clear between nominal size, basic size and the actual size. Now let us see, all the sizes are being shown here, different dimensions are being shown. Let us see, this is a shaft and this is a hole is there.